This is a story about three boys, a late-night prank, and the lie they told themselves about justice. It's fiction, but not far from the truth. You're about to listen to 13. Listener discretion is advised. Many things excite 13-year-old boys: Fortnite, Valorant, and the smell of blood in the water. On a Mac Pro, an instant regret video plays. A woman gets in a man's face, poking him in the shoulder multiple times until he swings at her with full force. The aggressor-turned-victim goes down. Her nose sprays crimson all over the subway. Mason wows at the scene and licks his teeth. He's monopolizing the gaming chair and mouse even though it's Axel's home.
Gross.
Axel cringes, turning away from the screen. Mason says,
"It's super sick, vegan boy. She had it coming."
A vegan boy.
Nolan repeats, titters at Axel's new nickname, Deja Vu. Mason comes up with the title, and Nolan parrots him. Same old thing since first grade.
People are so entitled. If a bitch came at me, I'd knock her teeth out.
Mason punches his palm a few times in demonstration.
Pow, pow, pow.
You're totally a vegan.
Nolan tells Axel.
What if I am, Noel?
Axel asks. When Nolan stutters to answer, Mason chirps in,
That's like being gay for vegetables, bro.
By that logic, Mason fucks cows. But Nolan keeps the retort a thought. Mason can give it, but he gets red in the face when it's his turn to take it, and Axel's mom said one more fist fight and there'll be no more sleepovers.
Yeah, Ax, do you date lettuce? Do you love potatoes?
Nolan asks. We're still on that topic. Mason always hogs the computer, and Nolan has the personality of a dancing cactus. Would it be so bad if they didn't sleep over again? Not really, but Axel knows how it sucks to eat lunch alone at school. A siren echoes in the distance, growing louder. The sheer curtain turns blue and red with the flickering lights. Axel looks out the window as the boys peek over his shoulder. A police car parks in the Abdallah's driveway. Two officers get out and knock on the door. On the opposite lawn, Mrs. Richards stands in her pink robe, arms crossed, her puckered lips jutting out from her face like she's smelling something sour. Again? She called the police on the Abdallah family again? What now? Did she see them carrying suspicious bags? Why don't the police put her on a list and ignore her calls?
Whatever.
Axel says with a sigh.
Do you want to order pizza?
Your neighbors are going to get arrested.
Nah, the police will leave in a minute. Our racist neighbor keeps calling them and making up stuff. She can't do that,
Nolan says.
She does. My parents say people like her should suffer consequences, but the system is rigged.
Mason shakes his head, then walks back to the desk chair. With his back to the boys, he says,
What if she doesn't get away with it?
What do you mean?
Your parents are right. She should suffer, or she'll just keep being a racist. She has to be taught a lesson. Maybe her house gets TP'd, or a naughty dog destroys her yard.
I agree,
Nolan says.
Cut it out,
Axel says. Mason glares at Axel, eyebrows furrowed in disapproval and shock.
What?
Axel asks.
You're defending her!
Mason accuses, and Nolan nods in agreement.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. You need to look inward, Axe, and ask yourself why you're on the side of a racist.
Nolan nods again.
I'm not.
You sound defensive.
Mason imitates Axel in a high-pitched voice.
I'm not.
Axel grunts.
I get it. Your parents are white and rich. You're standing with your people.
Mason shrugs as if Axel is destined to be a bigot.
What people? You're white and rich too.
Axel says.
But he's not defending a racist.
Nolan chimes in, backing Mason up like always.
Who's defending her?
You. You're defending her. Your face is so red right now.
Mason says.
Because you two are being stupid.
Axel replies. Mason asks,
Yeah, for demanding racial equality?
You don't even know what racial equality means.
I guess our definitions are different, considering you're...
Mason places two fingers under his nose to mimic a certain historical mustache.
Fuck you. She's shit, okay? I agree. Scum of the earth. A dog turd.
Axel snaps. Mason chuckles.
Good. Then you won't stand in the way of justice.
But she lives 100 yards away. You're going to get me in trouble.
They're everywhere, Axe. Always somebody's neighbor. Who's going to stop them? Be a freedom fighter. Stand up for what's right.
Axel chews his lip. This is ridiculous.
What do you have in mind?
Simple.
Mason says, swiveling the chair around.
First step, we get an online phone number and a voice-changing app.
Genius, like in Inventing Anna. Mom loves that show.
Nolan says.
What if she traces it back to us?
Who? The old fart? We'll be lucky if she knows how to answer her phone.
Mason says with his usual smug tone.
We don't have her number.
Your mom probably does.
Mason says with a smirk.
My mom doesn't let me use her phone.
Tell her Nolan's phone died, and he can't remember his mom's number. Can he use your phone, Mommy?
Axel stares at Mason for a good minute before giving in.
Fine.
Can you get sodas too while you're at it?
Now?
Yes, now. Justice doesn't wait. Don't be a racist.
Fine.
Axel drags his feet to the bathroom, splashes his face with cold water, and thinks of the best comebacks to Mason's accusations. But alas, the moment has passed. He gets his mum's phone and walks back to his room where the boys have already started the project.
And done.
Mason says.
Already?
Yeah, we can call now. Give me her number.
Are you sure they can't trace it back to us?
No way. Schizo much? You know that's an actual disease. Get it checked.
Rolling his eyes, Axel dictates the number. Mason dials, sits back, and pulls the mic to his mouth.
Richards.
Mason says, faking a generic Arabic accent.
You are an infidel. Allah spoke to me last night and told me to purge the world of you, and I will have 60 virgins in heaven. Hello? Hello? She hung up.
Mission accomplished. You spooked her.
Axel says.
No. Mission not accomplished. She thinks it's a prank call.
It is a prank call.
Axel huffs. Mason mimics his huff and adds,
No, it's justice. She can't get away with being a fucking Islamophobe to your Irani neighbors.
Islamophobe. It's an S, not a Z, Axel thinks.
They're Syrian.
Who cares? They're all Arabs.
Iranians are Persians, not Arabs.
Mason claws off the headphones and tosses them toward the screen. Axel shudders, runs over to the desk to check for damage.
Are you insane? If you break the screen, my parents will kill me.
Then stop nitpicking.
Axel frowns and glares at Nolan, who's sitting on the bed licking his lips, shying away from the real confrontation.
Excuse me for being pissed. I just learned my childhood friend is a girl. A cowardly little girl.
You have anger issues, Mason.
No, I just care about justice. Nolan cares about justice. Do you?
You had justice. You spooked her.
A spooky call doesn't make up for a lifetime of terrorizing poor Muslims.
It's Muslims, again with an S. Axel is dying to scream it, but all he can do is shake in frustration.
Fine. Call her again.
No. We're past that point.
A few hours later, the boys sneak out of the first floor window and climb down the pipes. The neighborhood is silent, save for the chirping of grasshoppers. Grass crunches under Axel's sneakers as he helps Mason land his jump. Nolan is the last to make it out, carrying the fake bomb. The clay they formed into dynamite and taped around a plastic toy cell phone.
Keep it hidden inside your jacket.
Mason orders, then crouches and crosses the street toward the widow's house. The other boys follow with their hoods over their heads.
I hope she has a heart attack when she finds it.
Her lawn is unfenced, so Mason easily sneaks into the backyard and finds the back door. He peeks through the glass at the dimly lit interior.
You said we'd leave it in her yard.
Axel whispers. Mason shrugs and with his tongue poked out in concentration turns the handle. The door clicks open.
No.
Axel pulls at Mason's arm, but the boy hushes him.
It'll be a second. We're already here.
Maybe we should turn around.
Nolan whispers, voice quivering, but he follows anyway. The air is stuffy with the smell of old carpets and furniture as they creep through the house, lit only by streetlights shining through the windows. Nothing is louder than their heartbeats. Axel holds his breath as Mason makes funny faces at him while climbing the stairs. He points his flashlight at the family portraits along the staircase, mimicking the women's poses, exaggerating her features. When Mason's done clowning, he turns. His shoe catches on the stair carpet and he topples back. He doesn't fall, but he rams into the wall. A frame drops. It's only a pop, but Nolan yelps, turns and bolts, taking the fake bomb with him. Axel stares at the fallen frame, frozen, hands in front of him like he's playing moving statues. Mason curses and continues upstairs. When he reaches the second floor, he realizes he's missing the fake bomb.
Nolan took it, dumb idiot.
A light switches on. Mason ducks into a dark room. "Who's there?" the woman's voice booms. "I'm warning you, I have a gun!" Axel runs toward the back door in the kitchen. As he turns the knob, he spots Nolan hiding under the kitchen island. He signals him to come, but Nolan doesn't move. His chest rises and falls in panic, a ghost in the shadows and twilight.
Come.
Axel mouths. "I said, who's there, motherfucker?" she shouts. Her footsteps thunder down the stairs. Thud! 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 Then a scream, a screeching, panicked wail. Axel peeks from behind the island just in time to see her tumble down the stairs and hit the floor with a sickening crack. She lies face down, blood pooling beneath her. Mason marches down, smiling. It's dark, but Axel sees it as clear as day. He pushed her. Mason pushed her.
What did you do?
Axel screams.
Did you want to get shot?
Mason asks, prying the gun from her hand with his shirt.
She could be dead. We need to call the police.
And say what? We broke into her house and killed her?
Nolan doubles over, stuttering.
I think I'm having a heart attack.
Call them.
Mason challenges.
Come on, call them. I'll go to juvie. Good. I can't wait to get away from home. But you'll go too.
The woman lets out a low, dreadful squeak.
She's still alive.
Shit.
Mason says.
No, that's good. We'll get you help, Mrs. Richards.
Axel says. She squeals again.
I think she recognizes your voice.
Mason says, and kicks her in the head. Blood sprays onto the carpet, onto Axel's jeans. Mason kicks again, then a third time, until the gore proves she's no longer alive.
She ruined my shoes.
Mason complains.
Why are you crying? She was a racist, Axe. Don't worry, they'll think the Arabs did it. They do this shit all the time. We can write Allahu Akbar in her blood to make it stick. Or say we saw one of them sneak in.
You're a monster.
Axel whispers.
I'm justice.
Number, you just wanted to hurt someone. It was never about justice. If you cared about justice, you wouldn't try to make the Abdallahs take the fall for your crime.
They deserve it too. They oppress women and blow up shit.
That was 13. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you never let hate guide your moral compass.